Good evening and welcome to the regular session of the Bossier Parish School Board meeting for February 21st, 2019. We're going to start out with the prayer with Mr. Slack. If you'll lead us in the prayer tonight, Ms. Brotherton is going to lead us in the pledge. But before that, I'm going to get Interim Superintendent Mr. Downey to let us know of any prayer requests.
Thank you, President Cheatham, board members. Deputy Danny Golden continues to make progress in his recovery. He's the SRO officer that was injured directing traffic out in front of Platt Elementary several weeks ago, and want to keep Miss Donella Fowler in our prayers as she continues to receive treatment and several unspoken requests.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Slack.
Pray with me, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you once again for the many blessings that you bestow upon us every day. And Father, we thank you for the opportunity and privilege of serving on the Bossier Parish School Board. Father, I pray for those that have been mentioned for special prayer, that you would bless them and heal them if it be thy will. Pray for our meeting tonight and for furtherance of our school year, and pray for the students, the teachers, and those that are so responsible to this system. And I pray that everything will go well the rest of the year, and that you would bless our meeting tonight. Forgive us of our many sins. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Please join us in the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 1.02, approval of the minutes of the regular session of the board for February 7th, 2019.
so moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Brotherton, a second by Ms. Darby. Please vote. Motion carries. Item 1.03, approval of the agenda for the regular session of the board for February 21st, 2019.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Wiggins and a second by Ms. Darby. Please vote. Motion carries. Item 2.01, recognitions, Bossier Parish Schools Good News, presented by Sonia Bales, Public Relations Liaison.
Good evening, President Cheatham, Interim Superintendent Downey, all of our school board members, and all of our audience here this evening. We have so many things to celebrate, from academics to athletics and other things in between. So let's go ahead and get started, beginning with our two-time state champions. Will the Parkway High School Division II wrestling team please come up front? They've got swagger, and with good reason here. Earlier this month, Parkway's team took it to the mat at the LHSAA State Wrestling Tournament that was held at the CenturyLink Center. And let me just say that they pinned the competition for a second year in a row. Yes, they are the two-time state champions. Let's give them a round of applause. I want to introduce you to the team. So, guys, if you don't mind just maybe giving us a little wave when I call your name out. First of all, state runner-up Josh Keeler. In fifth place, Jordan Clark. State champion in the 120-pound weight class, Trey Fontenot. State champion in the 126-pound weight class, Daryl Nicholas. In sixth place, Brandon Turner. In third place, Jacob Chittum. In fifth place, Hayden Wood. Also in fifth place, Stephen Driggers. Your state runner-up in the 160-pound weight class, Caleb Garcia. Your state runner-up in the 170-pound division, Carson Sanders. Coming in fourth place, Terrence Murray. State qualifier in the 195-pound division, Peyton Miller. State champion in the 220-pound weight class, Connor Cloninger. And your state runner-up in 285-pound weight class, Des Eloff. Let's give them a big round of applause. And of course, none of this is possible without a strong coaching team, so allow me to introduce our coaches. First of all, head coach to my immediate right, Emmett Beggs. Assistant coach, Chris Kennedy. Assistant coach, Kent Faulting. And assistant coach, Chuck McBee. Congratulations to all of them. We have a special award for all of you here this evening to recognize your outstanding accomplishment. I'd like to ask Sharon Norsworthy, who is a representative with Caldwell Banker Gosley, to please come forward and help me, because thanks to Caldwell Banker Gosley, we have these special awards. They are Award of Excellence medals for the 2018-19 school year. Each one of our wrestlers and our coaches will be receiving one of these this evening. So if I'll let you do the honors and carry those down to each one of them. Congratulations to all of you. You make Bossier Schools proud, not once, but 2 years in a row, state champions. And that is not the only big news that Parkway's wrestling team is celebrating. Head coach Emmett Beggs, Jesse, I still have to talk about you. He recently received word from the National Federation of State High School Associations that he has been named the 2017-18 Louisiana Coach of the Year for boys wrestling. Now, Coach Beggs was nominated by the LHSAA in recognition of his many years spent coaching sports and for also being an exemplary role model in our community and for making a difference. And this honor joins a long list of accolades. His resume keeps growing. It includes lacrosse championships, district and state football awards, and wrestling coach to 13 state champions in 9 weight classes, 12 state runners-up, 58 state placers, and now Division II state champions in 2018 and 2019. Help me congratulate, please, our Louisiana Coach of the Year for boys wrestling, Coach Emmett Beggs. You want to say anything? No? You? Yep. Oh, no. And he's a man of few words. But we do want to congratulate each of you and the coaching staff, because we know so many hours go into coaching well beyond the final bell. Thank you for what you do and shaping our young men here. And here's to a third in a row next year. Congratulations. Now from athletics to academics. The National Merit Scholarship Program is an academic competition for recognition and scholarships that began back in 1955, and it is the pinnacle of academic recognitions for high school seniors. It means that you are the cream of the crop. Approximately 1.6 million high school students enter the National Merit Program each year. This is especially impressive, with 50,000 qualifying for recognition. So first of all, you go from 1.6 million and you whittle that down to 50,000 that are being recognized. You'll remember recently, board members, that Airline High School had 2 students advance among the 16,000 semifinalists. So again, it narrowed from 1.6 million to 50,000 and then to 16,000 semifinalists. Would Spencer Favor and Keenan Casabali please come forward? I am so excited to announce that Spencer and Keenan are now National Merit Scholarship finalists. This means that the two of them will be considered for National Merit Scholarships, and beginning next month, they're going to be checking their mailboxes, I know, every day, because scholarship offers are going to be mailed to the winners, and then notifications will be made to their high school principals. So we are going to be eagerly awaiting word from Mr. Rowland when a formal announcement can be made in the next couple of months, because we know that we're going to be hearing back from them, and we are so proud. We also want to give you these awards of excellence, which I think that you already have maybe one or two of. But congratulations. I mean, they pretty much write their ticket from here at this point, and they just wait for the offers to come their way, the scholarships to come their way from colleges throughout the nation. Congratulations. You make us so very proud. And we'll have you back next month. You know, there's a lot of good news coming out of Benton Middle School, where they will soon be halfway to their goal of having a 1-to-1 technology ratio of devices to students. In other words, a Chromebook in every student's hands. Yesterday, Dr. Kyle Machen was on the receiving end of a very generous donation from Sierra Frac Sand. Owner Kim R. Smith and his daughter Casey made a stop by the school to present a $30,000 check to support the school's Tiger Tech initiatives. And this is going to enable them to purchase 3 Chrome carts. And what that means is there are 36 Chromebooks on each cart, so they are going to be able to put an additional 108 Google Chromebooks in students' hands. So what a generous donation from one of our community partners, Sierra Frac Sand. So that was very exciting yesterday. But then that wasn't all, because there was more to celebrate. Benton Middle School has again accomplished something that no other school in Louisiana has before. Benton Middle has been recognized as a 2018 National Model Professional Learning Community for the 2nd year in a row. Once is nice, but twice is even better. I think that everybody has to agree, right? The PLC model represents a set of core principles that shifts the focus from ensuring students are taught to ensuring that they are learning. A difference between just being taught and truly learning. And promoting a culture of collaboration and working in teams is another critical component. I'd invite you to take a look at this video that takes a deeper dive into professional learning communities, and then I would like to invite Dr. Kyle Machen to the podium for a few words.
So I think in order to best tell our story, it really begins and even continues with boys and girls. I mean, they're really why we're here. They're why we exist. Every decision we make, every direction we go, every program, initiative, structure, or strategy, you name it, it all revolves around what's best for all boys and girls. And, you know, operating in that mindset really didn't happen overnight. It was a cultural transformation that really came through, or that we discovered on a journey, and that journey was becoming a professional learning community. And I guess it was about 6 years ago we committed to becoming a professional learning community, and naturally we used the 3 big ideas to drive that process. Of course, that first one, and perhaps the most important, is focusing on learning. If our fundamental purpose was going to be ensuring high levels of learning for all, and by all we mean all, then the focus had to be on learning and not on teaching, as was the tradition prior to, you know. And then that second big idea is a commitment to operating within a collaborative culture. You know, our commitment is that we are all responsible for the learning of all. So in order for us to ensure that that actually takes place, we can't do that in isolation. We've got to do that together. And then finally, results orientation. I mean, we want evidence of the results to inform and improve our practice. So in order to determine that evidence or find that evidence, we had to use the 4 critical questions that drove that process even further.
So the first thing that every professional learning community...
Thank you, Mr. Thompson, and thank you, Ms. Bells. And let me just say, I had nothing to do with that. Mr. Thompson cut it off. Let me just say, we're going to have the video on our website, so let me encourage everyone to go to our website and pick right up where Miss Holliday left off, which was the best portion of the video, I'll say. But what an honor it is for me to speak on behalf of Benton Middle School tonight. I know that our entire Benton community is proud, as is our entire district. I've gotten several phone calls and notes and text messages from people across the parish that are very, very proud, as they should be. Solution Tree is a very reputable, global, educational, professional development network, and that's quite a mouthful, but they are quite reputable, and they have an overwhelming presence in nearly every state and in multiple countries across the globe. And so for them to recognize what's going on at Benton Middle School and actually name us as a model, I think speaks volumes not only of what's going on at Benton Middle School, but what's going on in our entire district. So I commend the board and their commitment to ensuring high levels of learning for all of our students, and certainly appreciative of district leadership and their guidance. And of course, the partners that we've gotten, Sierra Frack and Sand is just an example of the partnerships that make us successful. So I am so proud to be a part of the team that exists at Benton Middle School. I want to congratulate all of them for their accomplishments. Trust me when I tell you I am not the hero of this story. So on that note, I'd like, if you attend Benton Middle School or are a parent of someone that attends Benton Middle School, or a teacher or faculty member, staff member of Benton Middle School, would you please stand so we can celebrate you? Well, that's just a small portion of our actual professional learning community, as we've got a very important basketball game going on right now in Benton. I assume the rest of them are there. But we know this, that the rise and fall of our success is not only dependent upon the merits of the professional learning community concept, but rather on the most important element of any school improvement, and that's the persistence and commitment of the educators in the building. So I do encourage you, I know Ms. Bells is going to forward the video to our board, and we're going to have it on our website. But there's a parent interview in there that I think sums it up best. Mr. Williams, he's a parent of a child that attends our school, and he says, while assets make things possible, people make things happen. And it's the people at Benton Middle School that are making these wonderful things happen. So thank you for everything that you do for our boys and girls.
And I will get that video link out to you. And I apologize to Miss Holliday for cutting it off right at that point. But we will make sure that everybody gets to see the rest of it. By the way, she is our district middle school teacher of the year. Just like it takes a village to raise a child, it takes everyone working together to form a winning team. And one of Benton Middle School's aces in the hole, if you will, is Michelle Pruitt. Mrs. Pruitt has been the attendance clerk there at Benton Middle School for the last 4 years, but everyone will tell you that she fills far more roles than her title implies. She is referred to as the go-to problem solver, mama figure, and embodiment of tiger pride. If someone has a question, they go to her because more than likely she knows the answer. She also knows every student's name, most impressive considering that there are well more than 1,000 kids that attend Benton Middle School, and she knows most of their parents' name on top of that. Not only that, but she greets everyone with a cheerful smile and immediately puts everybody at ease. And that is particularly helpful because for administration, she is their on the front line for them. Teacher Ashley Holliday said she takes care of the kids as if they're her own. Her warmth and understanding allows students to find a safe place in her. She acts as a counselor, caretaker, nurse, protector, and compassionate supporter of each and every child she comes in contact with. Her positive spirit is contagious. We are so lucky to have her as our #1 supporter. Becky O'Neill adds, Mrs. Pruitt was instrumental in developing and providing our Tiger Tree program to provide holiday gifts for Benton community children in need. She also coordinates the Friday Backpack program. And Dr. Machin is quick to tell you that Mrs. Pruitt truly embodies everything we strive to stand for at Benton Middle. She has a heart for people and a powerful ministry in the job that she has in our organization. I have seen her serve people in many ways that many would not even consider, be it as a receptionist, a nurse, counselor, coordinator, bookkeeper, administrator, conflict resolver, you name it, she does it. Each day, she does all of this with a contagious smile and an incredibly sweet disposition. Michelle Pruitt is a treasure to our community, and Benton Middle School is so lucky to have her. Michelle Pruitt is loved by everyone at Benton Middle School, and that is evident by the 57 nominations that she received to be considered as Bossier School's Gold Star winner for February. So, ladies and gentlemen, board members, I am so pleased to introduce our Gold Star winner to you. Mrs. Pruitt, would you please join me at the front? I'd like to ask Jill Valentine to come forward with Bossier Federal Credit Union. Bossier Federal Credit Union has been the longtime sponsor since its inception of the Gold Star program, and she has something special for Ms. Pruitt.
Congratulations, Ms. Pruitt.
Thank you very
This will
much.
last a bit longer than that cookie
Yes,
cake
it
did.
will. Yes, thank you so much.
Congrats. And I think
We also have an award of excellence for you as well, too. Because you certainly deserve it, because you are a shining gold star, and I tell you what, she has the most beautiful smile that does just make you feel so welcome and just happy whenever you walk in the doors at Benton Middle School. If you'd like to say a few words.
I just want to thank Dr. Machin and Mr. Almasy and Ms. Burris for trusting me with a job that I absolutely love. I want to thank my coworkers for nominating me and for becoming just my greatest friends. I'm just so thankful for my job. I just feel like it is one of my greatest life's blessings, and I'm just thankful to be able to love on the babies and encourage them and help any way I can. Thank y'all so much. Thank you.
Congratulations again, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Bales. Item 3.01, the board may enter to an executive session pursuant to LARS 4217A2 to discuss the filing and defense of the matter styled Disco versus Bossier Parish School Board, suit number 157665 on the records of the 26th JDC for the parish of Bossier.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion by Ms. Brotherton, a second by Mr. Bullard. Please vote. Motion carries. We are now in executive session.
this is what you
I
really.
know, this is what, are they wanting
No,
this back?
you
Back into session, regular session.
We have a motion that we come back from executive session.
Second.
Have a motion by Ms. Smith, a second by Ms. Darby. Please vote.
Do we have
Motion carries. Item 3.02, report of the Beef Committee meeting held February 21st, 2019, presented by Mr. J.W. Slack, chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Beef Leaf Committee met this afternoon with all the members present and some of the other board members as well. We had one item on the agenda, a request for authorization to partially fund grades K2 and Tier 1 Curricular American Reading Company, ARC Corps. The committee recommends that the Bossier Parish School Board approve the 2019 beef allocation in the amount of $400,000 that is recommended by staff, and 2019 leaf allocations in the amount of $300,000 as recommended by staff. We had a motion by Mr. Bullard to accept this recommendation, seconded by Mr. Wiggins, and the vote was unanimous. So I guess I'm requesting that we...
This is out of committee.
Yeah.
Please vote. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Slack.
Yeah, thank you.
Item 3.03, report of the Finance Committee meeting held February 21st, 2019, presented by Glenn Bullard, chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Bossier Parish School Board Finance Committee met this afternoon. All members of the board were present, save one who was out of town. We do have two items that will require board action. Number one, the committee recommends Bossier Parish School Board obligate 2020 funds for the purchase of buses and a mechanic vehicle in the amount of $1,331,300.36. This is out of committee, Mr. President.
Is out of committee. Please vote.
Mr. Wiggins?
yours didn't register?
Motion carries.
Second item, the committee recommends Bossier Parish School Board purchase buses and a mechanic vehicle for the 2019-2020 school year as recommended by staff.
This is out of committee. Please vote. Motion carries.
There is nothing further to report.
Thank you, Mr. Bullard.
Thank you, sir.
Item 3.04, consideration and approval of increasing the school board employment practices and employee benefits liability coverage part aggregate option presented by Doug Rogers, Mormon, Moore and Company, Inc.
Yes, sir, Mr. President, and Mr. Dow, and board members, good to be with you tonight. For your information, our insurer, Berkeley Insurance Company, has offered to increase the aggregate on this policy reference from $4 million to $6 million. The premium is a bit stiff to do that. It's $125,000, but I wanted to make you aware of this option, and we'd be glad to entertain any questions or comments.
Mr. President, I move that we accept the offer of Berkeley Insurance Company to increase the school board employment practices and employment benefits liability to $6 million in our current policy term as presented.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Wiggins, a second by Ms. Darby. Please vote.
That is fine. Just wanted to make you aware of that option.
Do we need to, can we revote that to get it right, sir? All right, please revote. Motion does not carry.
Yes, sir.
Item number 3.05, request approval of renewal of excess property insurance presented by Doug Rogers, Mormon Moore and Company, Inc.
Thank you again, Mr. President, Mr. Downey, and board members. This proposal is both in your board docs, and you have a hard copy in front of you. I have good news to report, and on the second page of my proposal, which you'll see, the insurance company that we've had a long partnership with, RSU Indemnity Company, has kept our rate stable again with no rate increase. And for the first time in a number of years, they've offered a 3-year rate guarantee. In recent years, the max we were able to secure would be 2 years. And so this is a good company. The insured values are up less than 1% from last year just because of improvements made at some campuses. My recommendation to you would be to approve this with the 3-year rate guarantee with RSU Indemnity. I'll be glad to answer any questions.
I have a motion by Ms. Brotherton, a second by Mr. Bullard. Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Item 3.06, request for renewal of workers' compensation insurance presented by Doug Rogers, Mormon Moore and Company, Inc.
Thank you again, Mr. President, Mr. Downey, and board members. This, unlike the first, is just a 1-year option. This LUBA policy has been for a 1-year term. You'll note on the second page of my proposal that our rates are down, and that's in spite of, and if you want to go to the next page, our experience modifier, which is a part of the rate calculation, increasing 14%. Part of that is because we've had some tough claims, tougher than typically. 2015 and 2017 in particular have been tougher loss years. The severity of the work comp claims seems to be getting a little bit worse. Part of that may be medical costs and other treatments, but LUBA did a good job for us by basically eating what would have otherwise been an increase. We did take the latest audited payrolls and we increased them 3.5%, so this does not in any way take into account the possibility of positive results for the referendum, but we would deal with that whenever that occurs. And I'll be glad to answer any questions that you may have. My recommendation would be to accept LUBA's offer for a 1-year period.
A motion by Ms. Smith. Second by Mr. Dean. Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you. Item 3.07, request approval of trip requests.
In order, Mr. President.
Motion by Ms. Smith. Second by Ms. Brotherton. Motion carries. Item 4.01, announcements and superintendent comments.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Louisiana School Board Association meeting will begin this Sunday, through Tuesday in Lake Charles. Most of the board members will be attending that along with myself. Also, the United Way kickoff will be Wednesday, February 27th at 8:30 a.m. at Bipstel. And the next regularly scheduled board meeting will be March 7th. That concludes my announcements.
Thank you, Mr. Downey. Item 5.01, adjournment of the regular session of the board.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Slack, a second by Mr. Bullard. Please vote. Motion carries, meeting adjourned.